All right, we're back here. Oh, it's a little bit loud for you guys. But before you binge,
I already finished my coffee.
Presents the Post-Binge Podcast. We're back. It's been a minute, and I planned to do a podcast with these guys, and for quite a while. Went to high school with all of them, and known some of them since I was a little kid. So it's cool to have them. So I'm going to introduce all the way from left. If you're watching on video, we're going to do from left to right. So Lucas Robinson all the way in the far left.
What's going on?
We got Keenan in the middle, and Henry Pham. I should have did like a boost
Keenan.
buffer like type of announcement for y'all. But sorry, man. I don't got that voice.
I just want to say one thing, man.
Yeah,
I was
go.
expecting to go to your house for a podcast, and then we come in here. It's an absolute studio.
Same, man.
So
Yeah.
sick.
This is kind of cool. Like, this is my first time. You guys are the first show that we're doing here, recording here, and it's been, you guys saw me set up. It's kind of hectic as a one-man show trying to set up, but it turned out pretty cool.
Yeah, man, it's awesome. Thanks for having us.
Bro, I'm like blown away. As
This
soon as
is
I walked
fucking
in, I
cool,
was
yeah.
just like, the setup, man, it's insane.
The
man.
sound is gonna be cool, and like just getting more experience of doing this is gonna be even better every time. So, but today we're talking about my favorite all-time show. It's Breaking Bad. So Walter White, Jesse Pinkman, everyone knows the duo, and it's one of my favorite shows of all time. And I don't think I've watched anything that's come close to it, to be honest, in my opinion. So I know these guys, some of them are going to agree, some of them are going to disagree. That's what we're here for.
Sure.
And we're going to also talk about a lot of other shit. Like, we're going to go back and forth with I haven't talked to these guys in so long, so we're going to talk high school days. We're going to talk our UFC. We love watching. We all work out. We all play different sports. That's awesome to do. What their business ventures are, what are they doing today, and kind of give anyone advice who's in the same boat. So that kind of thing. And so we'll start off with the show, though. We're going to talk Breaking Bad. And one thing that I do want to get into is drugs and gangs of Breaking Bad, and how we live in Canada, right? So
Nah.
no. We live in Canada, and we see the States in the news in the States all the time, right? Drugs, gangs, gunshots, everything. Recently, though, where we live, there's been a lot of shootings.
Nuts, man.
Yeah, dude.
You
it's
guys hear
insane.
about it on the news?
Yeah.
Man, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
Burnaby.
I don't even want to, sometimes, even just driving in a parking lot, man, you don't
Yeah.
even know. Just a casual parking lot now.
Yeah, dude. It's just like that mentality where you're like, I don't really know what's going on.
Bro, I don't even know if you're just, could be just going to get something to eat. And then
But you know what? If you think about it, Vancouver's a pretty small city. It's been growing. I think it's
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's to be expected, but I mean, more people are coming into the city. There's more stuff going on. Pandemic obviously probably has something to do with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's gonna keep going for a while.
It's scary. I think most of it is coming from gangs.
For sure.
It's all the same gangs, and apparently leaders are falling off, and then these youngins are coming in and just being reckless.
Yeah.
Because if you're smart about it, you don't shoot down people that are not in the gangs, not in the game, right? There's innocent civilians
yeah,
around.
there's a crossfire, right?
Yeah, and I heard a constable went down or something. It's
A what?
A constable. So
Oh,
there's someone in the
officer.
police force, which is pretty crazy. You don't if you get into that, then they're gonna go nuts on you back, right? The police. So.
Well, Key, we were talking the other day about that shooting that happened at the airport, and then you were driving over the bridge or something
Dude,
like that.
yeah. So, we were going out to my girlfriend's brother-in-law's place for Mother's Day, and all the bridges were shut down. So we're like, what's happening? We're like, are they
shit.
because you know how they just kind of enforced a travel ban and everything.
Yeah.
So we're like, is they shutting everything down? Are we going too far? So then we found were announcing it on the radio, but they weren't giving specifics, and then all the bridges were shut down, and apparently that's what was happening.
That's why.
Yeah, well, I heard there was a shooting the week before or something, and then the dude was trying to peace out, trying to take a flight out of Vancouver.
Yeah.
And they tracked him down, found him, and shot him before he went into the. That could be completely wrong. Don't take my word for that. But that's just what I heard.
That's kind of crazy.
But yeah, it's
What
wild.
I noticed, in Breaking Bad, dude, what are some of your guys' favorite gun down scenes? Because there's a lot of crazy deaths that happen in the show. You want to go first, Henry? What's one kill or death that you remember vividly?
Right off the rip, the wheelchair with Gus.
Oh, yeah.
Right off the rip, that's crazy.
That is the most intense.
That was the most intense.
And the thing is, it's Gus, right? Gus was one of the probably the top villains of any TV show.
Yeah.
He acted so smooth, and like he had two sides to him.
Yeah, he was a wild character, man.
He's the chicken.
Yeah, he was a
manager,
chicken guy. Yeah, local polos or whatever. So
If I can jump in, I think the two that were crazy for me is when Gus goes in and slits that guy's throat, like down in the lab. It's like just cold-blooded, just slits his
Casually.
throat in front of everybody.
Yeah, he's psycho.
And also the one that I just recently watched, I think it was season 2, when Jesse was going to kill those two drug dealers.
Yeah.
And then Walt comes in and just destroys him with the car,
That was one of
picks
my
up his
favorites,
gun and
yeah.
just dummies him in the face. I was like,
that was
holy.
so unexpected.
And it was-
I was like waiting for like something to happen because no way Jesse's dying here. And
Yeah.
then and it comes out of nowhere and he uses it with his like freaking SUV. It's like
And it's so sick. It's like right at the end of the episode 2, and he
Yeah.
just goes run, and then the episode just ends. It's so
that was
sick.
that was the name of the episode. It was
Yeah,
called
I think it was Run,
So I was
yeah.
like, oh my god, it was too awesome.
Yeah, it was sick.
But another topic that I did want to touch on was like the ego of Walter White. So that got him into so much trouble throughout the series. Self-esteem, like the self-importance of the guy, like you can see it from the beginning all the way to the end until he finally like admitted to his wife, like he did it for him, right? Like, but the whole time it's all about his ego. He wanted to be the top. He
wanted to be the king.
He wanted to be king. But like, you need that. Like, what do you guys think about like in sports, in life, and in general, of having an ego? But at the same time, you need to check yourself, like to know when to stop and all that stuff. Like, it can get you in trouble.
Oh, for sure. I think like I guess it's kind of relatable in a way. Like I think we all come from a sporting background, so it's kind of like, oh, you always want to be the best and stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, like Walt, he has like that natural gift
Yeah.
that he like obviously realizes and is like, okay, I want to be the best. I really like the one line where he's like, Jesse was asking if he's like in the meth business or the money business.
Yeah, yeah.
And he goes like, I'm in the empire business.
Oh yeah.
I was like, okay, that's when you know, like everything that he did throughout this whole show, it was all for that.
Exactly.
Just trying to build an empire. Yeah.
Because he just started it out just to like make money for his family because he was short on time, right?
So yeah, let me go through the whole plot of this for people that haven't seen it or like I don't really care about spoilers in general. Basically, the show is Walter White. He's a chemistry teacher. He built a company before becoming a teacher called Gray Matter. And what happened was his partners decided to take it on their own and stole the company kind of from him. He was the brains of it, and they went on to make money hella while he became a chemistry teacher. And he thought they couldn't do it without him. They ended up doing it without him. And then he had that ego come in, right? And he's like, oh, fuck. And then all of a sudden, he gets hit with cancer. And now he has his mother and his wife and a new kid coming along. Here he has one kid who has a handicap too. So he needed to make money, quick styles money. And he sees what's crazy is one of my favorite characters, Hank. Hank is his brother-in-law, and he's in the DA. So he's part of the whole series. And what happens is all the confrontation all the way to the end of the series, and the confrontation with Hank was one of the most intense. Like that. Do you guys remember in the garage?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He punches him in the face.
Yeah,
It's the fourth season or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, in the fourth or fifth season, and he goes like something about swim lightly or something like
Yeah, tread lightly. Yeah.
That was so intense. Like, there's so many quotes from this show, like the one who knocks.
Yeah.
Say my name.
Yeah.
Oh my God, there's too many. But yeah, at the end of the day, this guy basically started selling meth because he's a genius chemist who started selling meth and like the most pure meth ever, and that kind of made him so much money. But it got to his head, and a lot of deaths happened in between. So you gotta check it out if you haven't. But so far, it's probably my favorite show.
For sure. And there's so many opportunities for him to get out.
Yeah.
And he just never does it.
And
It's
you
just
kind
like,
of get
dude.
annoyed, right?
Yeah, I'm like,
he's always
dude.
just like, you want to cook?
Yeah.
You want to cook?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially like near the end there where he's just like, they have such a clear
Oh,
to get
yeah,
out
when
after
they had
the
the pile of money. Like,
Yeah.
remember? Yeah.
And it's like, all you gotta do is just say no more.
Yeah.
And he just can't do it.
One
But
thing
that's like the dangerous down, like slippery slope, right?
Yeah.
You just keep getting more and more cash.
yeah.
Get addicted to the money, man.
Well, if any of you guys been to the casino, you know how
You know,
that's like,
bro,
right?
we already know. Man. You know.
One of my worst casino stories is I went there when I was pretty fucking drunk, and that's the worst time to go there
Oh, for
when
sure.
when you're drunk, right? And then
Bro, sometimes it's crazy, man. You make
it was a
you
sad
make those
time
crazier
of my
bets,
life, man. I was literally like just I don't know why I was there, and I was like, fuck, I don't want to go home, so I'm just gonna keep money. And then the worst is when you actually pull out money from their ATMs.
Oh, yeah.
If you have to do that,
Bro, that's when you.
that's when it's
like
you're down.
You're in trouble.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. We know a guy that had to blacklist himself. So like, at least I've never been there.
But it doesn't work though. You could still go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
could still go.
I try to stay away from that place.
I've
man.
had like a short.
I think that's a mental
short time there.
Yeah.
Like I've only been there a couple times.
I think everyone goes through a point, especially when you first become legal, and like it's kind of like the first thing you
I haven't
do,
been
and you
there
go
in
and you're
years.
like, okay, this is kind of sweet. Like there's like a mentality and like an atmosphere when you go in there.
Exactly.
But then once you have for me, you have like 1 or 2 losses. I'm like, I don't really need to be doing this.
Yeah.
But honestly,
same.
actually, the other day I was thinking about going to.
They're closed. Though.
Yeah, it's closed.
yeah.
I was looking
thinking
because
about it.
I see the lights on. I forget what
The
the
Grand Villa one?
Grand Villa.
Yeah.
The lights were still on. I was driving by. I was like, oh, maybe I should swing by, but it was closed. I was like, oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
But
You
glad
could do-
it was
Pretty
closed.
sure you
though.
could do it online though.
Yeah,
There's no
yeah,
escaping.
yeah.
You can
Sports-
play online,
Just
man.
do it
Sports
online.
betting is where it's at now. That's
Oh,
all I
yeah.
Do you do
do.
that? Do you do that?
I do that with UFC, and I'm pretty up in UFC. I'm down in NBA because the reason why I do it with NBA and NHL is I do parlay.
Yeah.
You know what parlay is?
Yeah, multiple games.
Yeah, so I never bet on one game in those because I'm like, I want to bet on like $5 and make like 50.
Yeah, your odds are so much better if you hit a
Yeah.
parlay.
Exactly, and I don't care about losing 5 as much as I do when I UFC. I actually bet like per fight.
Yeah,
and then
for
I
money,
parlay
yeah.
maybe at the end, but then it's little money.
Yeah.
Did you bet last night?
I didn't bet last night. I kind of wish I did because I had Oliver winning, but I think he was the favorite. I think he was. But
Was he? Oh man. But I'm happy about that, dude. I've just been so bummed
with,
lately.
with what UFC?
Yeah.
With what? Why?
Like, dude, since last year. Since like last year with
I
T.
think
Frank's
for
first
me,
loss.
after Habib left and hasn't fought since, when was his last fight against? He just beat after Connor. He beat Gaethje.
Oh yeah, Gaethje. Yeah.
He beat Gaethje, and I'm like, please do the 30-0, man. We need one more.
Against GSP too.
I wanted
Yeah.
GSP
Yeah,
as my
you got Prime versus Prime.
GSP and Habib.
Habib. I
Holy
got Habib.
fuck, man.
I got
Dude, we
Habib.
don't even know
You know
if
what?
Khabib's in his prime yet, man. He's only 30
That's
years
what
old.
I'm saying.
I
He's
think
crazy,
I take
bro.
Habib too because
Yeah.
he's shown
Oh,
dominance.
man.
You know, like
Oh man.
GSP.
At what weight? At what
Controversially,
weight?
he will have lost. Oh, that's the thing. They're
What
different
weight?
weight classes. I would say catchweight. Put it at like 165.
65?
Yeah.
Nah, man. GSP.
I think right now
GSP,
GSP is his last fight was middleweight, right? 185.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah.
big guy now.
That hair he's got now, it looks like movie star.
Yeah. Right.
I
He's
saw
just
that.
like movie star
He
GSP.
does. It looks like he went blonde or something.
Something
Yeah,
like
dyed
that.
it.
He looks
Dyed
like
it.
Mortal Kombat character
Yeah.
or something.
No, but
Did you
GSP
watch
was one of my
Did you
favorites,
watch
too.
Mortal Kombat?
I watched it, yeah.
Bro, that movie's fucking.
I saw it early. Somebody sent me like a link and I saw it early.
Is
Dude, I still haven't seen
Bro,
it.
You should watch it.
Yeah.
man. It's crazy, man.
Is the visual effects like next level or something?
Honestly,
Yeah.
it looks sick.
Mortal Kombat, you
I don't know
gotta
the
do some
specifics
crazy
of
shit.
what.
Mortal Kombat, you gotta do some like the kills they have in the game. How are they
Okay,
doing
it's
that?
it's graphic.
It's
If
graphic,
you want the
but-
graphic kills,
Yeah.
you'll get those.
Dude, graphics are so good nowadays. It's insane.
Yeah, see?
Dude,
Yeah,
video
dude,
games itself are movies.
Bro, do you see the new
Oh,
COD,
yeah.
man? It's
Yeah.
like the campaign's
or,
like a movie.
The Last of Us 2, man. That shit looks
Yeah,
is
that
legit a
sounds
movie.
crazy
The
too,
Last
yeah.
of Us. Oh, it's
Aren't they
so
making a
nuts.
movie of that?
I think they are. Yeah,
Isn't
they're
it the
making a
dude
legit movie.
from Game of Thrones? The guy who plays Mandalorian.
Yeah.
That guy's in everything. huh?
Pedro or whatever.
Pedro
his name is.
Pascal?
Yeah, he's so good.
He's
He's
in-
in Narcos.
He's in. Yeah. I was about to
Narcos
say he's in
is
Narcos, Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
What did I just say? Mandalorian.
Yeah, Mandalorian.
Yeah.
It's a
All right.
beast.
Another topic I wanted to talk about is telling lies, man. We've all fucking had to tell white lies. We've had to say, just getting out of things, school, like, what are some funny ass lies you guys had to tell and get away with? You guys have any?
Dang.
I gotta think about this one.
Man, I had to like legit had to use it just because I'm live in a strict household in high school. I think Keenan remembers maybe when we used to go out just on weekends and go to like house parties or whatever.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
and
you.
how I had to get away from my house. What I would do is I used to work at McDonald's, right?
Yeah.
At that time, it was like I remember you always said you gotta go to work, man.
Bro, looking back, respect, man, respect. I didn't know what work
Nobody
was. That was
else
high
was-
school. This
nobody
dude's
else was
going back to
working,
work.
dude.
I'm going home to play video games, like some stupid shit like that.
Yeah,
This
that's
guy's
true.
going to work.
Walking
Bro.
home and
Looking
I'm
back, respect, man.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
I gotta do is I would play COD. I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta like take a shit and go to work.
Bro, respect, man. Like
Yeah, but-
we didn't know
The earlier the
what that
better,
shit
man.
was,
That
man.
should
You
help
knew
me.
earlier.
If I didn't have McDonald's, right? Like, McDonald's is a great starting job for anyone in high school. But what I used it as, because it's 24/7, I used it as an
excuse to
tell
go
my
out.
mom,
Oh, you got a night
I'm
shift.
working a graveyard shift, and she doesn't call me at all the whole night. So
What if
I
she
don't
wants
have
to get
worry.
McDonald's one night, and
She's
then
like-
you're
she's
not?
like,
why are you working 7
that
days a
never
week?
happened.
Does she know which McDonald's you work at too?
Yeah, she does, but she'll never come down. But like,
Oh yeah, that's the
the ghetto,
the one on Hastings, right?
Hastings,
Yeah.
Tinseltown. Yeah, so like back then, like it was such a sketchy job too. But what I used is what I was doing. I literally packed because I had to leave at like 9
brought all
p.m.
your-
10
you
p.m.
brought all your
the-
stuff?
I brought my like McDonald's bag, that same bag.
Where'd you
that I
leave
had.
it? Where would you leave it?
I would put it right where leave my bike and stuff. I like put it
At
behind,
your complex?
in my house.
What
in
if she
my-
finds it?
right outside? I hid it, and like it's like 10 p.m. So I'm like, she's not gonna go in there. So and then when I'd come back home at like 3 a.m.
You go get it?
and I'd go get it and I'd come home, and then my mom would see the bag if she was up, which
Yeah.
half the time she'd be
Uh,
up, and then
Just
like,
waiting for you.
Yeah.
What if you went out and the night was shit, and then you got to come home like an hour later,
Yeah, that's-
and then it's like, damn,
that's
you got
the
like
worst, 'cause
5
we've
hours
had
to kill.
that,
You got to
you
come
know?
home next morning.
Well, sometimes when we've gone out like every weekend for like 4 weeks straight, right? That grind that we did, and then like out of the 4 weeks, one party was good and the rest were trash. We'd come home, but what I would do is just go to like one of the guys' place,
Oh, you
or
just
go to
go chill.
McDonald's, do something and
For
just
4
Go
hours.
into your
Yeah.
job,
Go-
but you're not
Yeah,
working.
go to your
go,
prop.
no, like the different McDonald's to eat. But
Yeah, I think maybe one story that I can kind of remember is I always went downtown to drink when I was like, 16, 17 during high school with a bunch of the boys. And usually I just say, am I allowed to say name or no? No names?
Depends who.
It was Max
Okay,
Wildstar.
yeah, he don't
I used
give
to
a fuck.
always go to Max Wildstar's place to drink.
Yeah.
And I'd always just stay there. Like my parents would never ask questions.
Yeah.
One day my dad just like calls me.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I'm going to come pick you up right now. And I was hammered. I
Yeah.
was like, no, please no. He ends up coming in to grab me, and I just stink like booze, and he was just choked at me. But I lied the whole time.
Yeah.
Right,
But,
just
he
never.
didn't have it, though.
Yeah.
He didn't have it at all.
Exactly.
But-
Yeah. Well, the thing is, in Breaking Bad, like Walter, right? He was a pathological liar.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
This guy told lies like it came out like no problem.
Yeah, no remorse or anything.
No remorse, and like he didn't even think about it. I'm like, I feel like if I could get to that point, holy, you can get away with so much shit. Because this guy got away for the longest time with his wife, not knowing for like 3 seasons, and that's just
And she was
next
pregnant
level.
too,
And
huh?
She was pregnant. I felt bad for Skylar in the beginning, even though she was one of the most hated characters. Like everyone
Yeah.
hated Skylar, but like
I wasn't a big fan of her. Like,
no, nobody
But
like.
I
she's
wasn't
like
a
the
big fan.
original Karen.
Yeah, she is the
Yeah,
original.
honestly.
Everything,
I
man.
never really thought about that.
but like
That's so
her,
true.
like how she progresses throughout the whole
Yeah.
show is incredible. Like her personality changes like a few times
Yeah.
throughout
That's
the whole thing.
craziest thing
Season
about the
2, she
show
gets cold. Yeah.
is character development, like how Jesse went from bad to good, and Breaking Bad with Walter going from good to bad. Like,
Yeah.
like I was on Walter's side all the way until he started fucking with Jesse. Like,
In season 2, he starts to fuck with him. He starts
Yeah.
to like he starts giving him shit.
the
Where
worst was when he let his girlfriend die. What's his name, Jane? Or
oh yeah,
Jane,
Like the OD.
yeah, the
Well-
OD. Like he could have rolled her over, and
Yeah.
he didn't. So like that was.
But it's because he needed Jesse, right?
Yeah.
He needed
Yeah.
him back because they were just doing too
Yeah,
much.
because they were gonna like take the money and everything too, right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
He got fucked up.
I got a really good story about rolling someone over while they were puking. So we're gonna actually take a break right now, just a quick break, just to reset our stuff. And when you come back, I'm gonna tell you guys about this crazy story about how it technically saved a guy's life. All right,
He's a hero. We got a hero.
Yeah, I gotta hear. Don't just dust off my shoulder. Here. All right, I'll be back.
Cool.
Okay, we're back, and we're talking about one night when we were just talking about a little bit of parties
yeah.
and stuff, and now I want to reveal, like in Breaking Bad, one of the season 2 or 3 it was when Jane died from overdose, but it wasn't the overdose that killed her. It was actually choking on her puke.
Yeah.
So, and Walt was right there watching it happen. Well, technically, I guess it was the overdose because that made her puke. But then she was sleeping head
Yeah,
first
face
up
up.
and like face up, and obviously that's the last thing you want to do when you're on drugs or alcohol. Sleep on your back. So one time at a party, it was a close friend of mine's party. He was drinking out of his mind. Like, this guy was just throwing it back, right?
Party mode.
I think you guys might have been there
I
too.
was there.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Was that his house too?
Yeah, it was at his house.
I might have been there too.
Yeah, I think everyone's
At his
been
own
at
house. Imagine that.
In his
That's
own
crazy, man.
house. And you know how
fuck
crazy it was
responsibility,
huh?
that I went down there. We're talking about a guy who went to elementary with us.
I wasn't there. This was what,
Oh,
later
okay.
in high school?
Yeah, it was.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it was like
12?
grade 12.
I wasn't. Yeah.
So what happened was I was not super drunk, so I was going downstairs to take a piss, and then when I went down, I see the guy, the host of the party, lying face up, and he was kind of shaking weirdly. I'm like, "Yo, you good?" And I was just like yelling at him, "Yo, you good?" And he didn't say anything, right? He was like, and I kind of hear snores coming. And I'm like, yo,
Like
what
this?
the fuck? Yeah, kind of like one of those little
So he
snores.
can't breathe. He can't breathe. Yeah.
So I was like, oh
That's
shit.
sketchy,
I
that's
ran in
sketchy.
there and I see like puke coming out of the side of his mouth. And I'm like, wait,
man.
what the fuck? And I grab him. I just push his body off to the side of the bed, and like a bunch of puke just came out of his mouth onto the floor. And I fucking had to help him clean that shit up too, because that guy was totally out of it.
You know, he probably didn't even remember that happened.
No,
to you.
the next day I talked to
He
him.
had
He's
no
like, he
idea,
doesn't
huh?
remember anything that happened. He blacked out.
That's scary.
But yeah, that was a scary moment for me. I'm like,
Oh, bro, I remember he rolled down, dude. So I remember I think he was trying to put on his shoes, but he had to sit down, so he rolled backwards down the stairs, bro.
like in his house.
That's
Yeah,
drunk.
you know,
That's drunk.
you know his staircase,
those
right?
And
staircase is
those
brutal.
that you're tumbling.
Bro, I was like, I could have.
What were you boys drinking that night?
I think he was going hard in
I
a
think-
2-6 on his own.
You got to be
I
doing
think
that.
it
You
was
got to be doing the
a
hard
rum.
booze
I think
all
it was probably
night.
like Captain Morgan's or something.
No, it was.
Red Fireball.
Man, it was. He was going hard.
Well,
though.
that was
That's
probably the
He
polar
went-
ice
he
or
went
something.
hard,
you
man.
know?
That's funny. Well, it's not funny, but
It's not- but at the same time, I think he's lived and learned about that
I hope
moment.
so, yeah.
Hopefully,
I
but
hope so.
yeah. So next thing I want to talk about in Breaking Bad, I think the only reason he goes bad is because he's broke and he wants to help his family, right? Teachers. He was a teacher and he didn't get paid enough. I guess for me, teachers get summer off, right?
But like, okay. So you said he couldn't make it. Like they already made the company without him, right? His
Gray
ex-colleagues.
Matter, yeah.
If someone as advanced in that field, why couldn't he go get a different job anywhere else? Why did he have to go do a
That was
chemistry
the only
job?
loopholes I see in that is like, this guy's a genius.
Like, did he really have to go be a chemistry
Yeah.
teacher? Like, that was probably years before he became a chemistry
Yeah.
teacher, right? He could have done anything else.
What I
with
noticed
his-
is another thing is, and with his thing, he's pride. He's so much pride. Like
Yeah.
Gray Matter, that company was gonna pay him like a shit ton of money,
Yeah.
but he said no. Like he
The
didn't take
dude,
it.
who was gonna pay for his
his cancer treatment.
Yeah.
He didn't take his money. He just started using drugs and
Yeah.
told Skylar
Yeah,
that
yeah.
it was from them,
yeah.
which is a lie, another lie that he told. So
It almost just really seemed like he wanted to do it, you know? It was just the whole time he was saying he didn't, like, he just wanted to do it just for the family and stuff. But you could just
Yeah.
see, like, as the show went on,
Yeah.
he just loved it.
Yeah.
Just loved
Well, right when Hank told him about that bust, right? And he
Oh,
pulled
yeah.
750K,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Whoa!"
That's like the first episode
Yeah,
or something like
that's
that.
the first episode.
First
Yeah.
or second, he's like, "How much?" He's like, "How much did they have or something like that?"
Yeah.
And then he told him, and you can just see him. He's like, "Holy fuck!
Yeah.
I'm getting into that. I could cook this shit, right?"
Yeah.
And he's like probably like, I just need to do one of those and I'm good. But look, it kept going.
Well, no, obviously that's like of a total sum of like all their
of,
shit.
Like getting it.
Who's got 750 bands that they can
That's
just drop
crazy.
and like take that bulk, right?
Yeah, and that's when it kind of goes into like Tuco or whatever, and then he's counting. He's like, how many more like deals do I have to do to get to my 737,000
Yeah.
or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Do you ever wonder like,
Bro, I was so scared of that guy.
imagine
right.
having Walter White as a teacher, man? Like,
But that's
Oh, like
what
our
I-
chemistry teacher is like a fucking.
That's what I was
dude,
gonna say though.
meth
Like
cooker.
I don't think like anybody, like your teacher. Let's use him clear example. Like I wouldn't say everybody's like just clean cut guy like that. You know, like
Yeah.
everybody does some bad stuff.
Yeah.
Some bad stuff.
Bro,
know
you don't
what I
know.
mean? So
We're-
you, so you
Look
never
at the
know.
chicken dude. The chicken dude was
Exactly.
working.
So
Yeah.
you'll never know, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Gus, sorry.
we
the
had a
chicken dude.
teacher at our school that like cussed out students and stuff, and he's fired now.
Who?
There's
Oh, don't-
English
oh, yeah.
teacher, you know. But like, yeah.
oh yeah,
you know,
remember
you
that.
hear about that?
That's
But-
pretty funny though.
I don't know. I could see.
I wish I was
I could
there.
see.
I wish I seen that.
I could see teachers like being a teacher is a tough job, man. Especially if they had us when we were in high school. I don't know. I was a shithead in high school.
At the same time, we were fun though.
Yeah, I think. I guess it wasn't that bad, but like it's not. It's not
way
easy.
better
Like
than
you know what's funny?
the young guns
Me and
now.
Max. We were talking about Max. Me and Max were in Miss Placencia's class, and we were the most like douchebags to her because we were in the venture class, right? So like it was just me, Max, and a bunch of like the higher learning people. So like in French, 10 or something, and like we were the ones that were fooling around. We were always partners, but then you could tell like she like liked it when we were like.
A little bit of personality,
Yeah,
right?
a little person instead of just doing the work and like following instructions completely.
Yeah.
You need some sort of class clown once in a while.
Yeah, you need someone to interact with a little bit during the class
Yeah,
and everything
you know?
else.
Yeah.
We did take it a little bit too far sometimes too.
Yeah.
Bro, we
Wait,
went
so
pretty-
I did high school till halfway with you guys.
Yeah.
I did science class with you.
Yeah.
I had science 9. What else did I have with you? Lucas, what did I have with you?
I don't know. I went to.
I had math and English with you in grade 8.
I think in grade 8, yeah.
What else?
This guy wasn't here all the time either.
No,
Yeah,
he
I
was
was.
gone too.
I was. The only full year I went to Brit was
Grade
grade 8.
Grade
and then
8.
That's
grade
crazy.
9, I wasn't there at all. Grade 10 and 11, I was only there half.
No, I had you
Well,
in
grade
drama.
10
I had you in
you were
drama
there.
too.
grade
Grade
10.
10?
Oh, grade 10, I was there the whole year. You're right. And then
Yeah.
grade 11, I left and was only there half year.
What about you? How many classes I have
you're
with you?
right.
I've had a couple. I think we had a Miss Placencia class too, and that's when you left. That's when you left. I think it was social studies or something. We didn't have much English, maybe. We had English. That was the same. What's her name? It was a PE teacher too. But yeah, we had a few classes together. I think Keenan and I've had a couple.
I only had one class for this guy, but
We had
One I
we had
remember
science
you
together, Keen.
was
That's it.
bio.
Yeah.
Remember Miss you in bio? You, me, and Hawk. We had like.
Yo, I got
bro,
it
I
out
was
from
not
Miss
ready,
Ewan,
bro.
man. That was
Dude,
cold.
You know
blooded
when
what
it's
she did to
people
me.
are calling you out,
Yeah.
like the teacher calls you out, and you're just like not ready, and you're like,
yeah,
Fuck, man,
and
I
she
was-
was that type to always
Oh, yeah.
call you out.
but that's
Miss
like,
Ewan?
yeah.
She gave me
isn't
a
that like
49.
how lectures are?
She
though?
was
a
in grade
hot-
8.
Ain't that how lectures are?
Actually, did you actually?
Yeah.
Bro,
That's-
when we went up to upstairs for English after
Yeah.
that class, I got a 49.
Dude, that's
she
savage.
failed me.
In what?
That's savage.
Math?
In math 8, yeah.
Oh, damn.
Give me a 49.
In math
In
8?
math 8, that's
See me
That's
now,
brutal,
bro.
49,
Are you
bro.
kidding me?
She just couldn't give you that
Dude,
one.
she was
piece.
cold-hearted.
Yeah, that's
She was
cold.
cold-hearted.
Dude, did you have to do summer school for that?
Hell no, I didn't do no summer school.
Wait,
man.
how'd you get that 1%?
I had to go to AW. And then
What's
that's
that?
Oh yeah.
The-
and then that's when I went to with grade 9 with Kai.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
AW?
It's
Mr.
the-
Hume.
It's the one that.
EMAT.
oh,
EMAT.
EMAT.
EMAT, yeah.
What's AW stand for?
Apprenticeship.
Apprenticeship and workplace.
Workplace, yeah.
Oh, my bad.
EMAT. I don't know why. It's
EMAT.
so funny.
Yo, man, I was
Everyone used to
so
roast people.
cheese.
Yo, you're an EMAT.
Why? What's wrong with EMAT?
It's just apprenticeship, man. They make it sound way worse than it really
Is it like? Isn't it? It's the same shit.
It's just more arithmetic instead of doing like algebra and
Oh.
trigonometry.
Yeah, dude, but
and
who
all
needs
that shit.
algebra and trigonometry?
Exactly. I've never used that shit in my life.
You just
Yeah,
need the simple
Miss
stuff.
Ewan.
That's it.
We need
Straight
to
up.
change like the
Yeah,
schools.
what
Even
the
if you're
fuck?
listening
Schools
right
need
now.
to start teaching other shit. Like they need to start teaching
Just the basics, man.
investing, stock markets, mortgages. What
That's
the
a
hell?
whole
Where
nother.
is that
That's a whole
education?
different
Yeah.
podcast.
And for that stuff, you only need basic math, man. You don't need algebra. and all that other
Exactly, and
stuff.
like, look, we're learning about like algebra. When am I going to use that?
But that's if you're like you want to be like a engineer
yeah,
or some shit
and-
like
Yeah,
but
that.
then you're gonna learn
carpenters.
that in university. You're gonna we
Shouldn't
teach
you
a lot of
already?
that
What if they
shit.
teach you like more advanced shit in university? And you guys
Yeah.
should already know it, right? You
Yeah.
should already have your.
If you're
I
going to
guess
be
so,
that,
yeah.
you gotta go be an IB or AP or like do like higher end stuff if you're gonna because
Fuck, man.
I think you know you're gonna want to be an architect from an earlier age.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big.
I
you know,
guess.
or an engineer.
Yeah, I think schooling in general could do
There's
a little
lot of
fine tuning,
change,
but
for sure.
yeah.
Man. All right, let's talk about a little bit about the show and whose side were you on between Walter and Jesse? Between the whole show, like I know it must have changed. At some
It's back and forth.
Definitely, yeah, it's
Yeah.
back and forth for sure.
Yeah,
Just like any show. I mean, if you were just on one person's side the whole
Yeah.
time. I mean, at the beginning, you're kind of like with Walt because like he's gonna die,
yeah.
and then you're like, yo, I want all this to
that's
work out
why
for him, right?
I felt
And then you
bad
kind of,
for him.
and then he kind of goes like a little like crazy,
crazy, yeah.
and you're just like, whoa, bro.
yeah.
I don't know. They did protect each other a lot, like throughout the first few seasons.
Yeah.
Obviously, things
because
turned
they just
turned
wanted to make some money and just get the.
They needed each other.
Yeah, and there was
Yeah.
multiple points within, like throughout the show, where like one had their life threatened and the other kind of came through and saved them.
Yeah, dude, Tuco could have taken out Jesse
Yeah, right at the beginning,
plenty of times.
right?
Yeah.
And that just keeps happening. So I don't know. I always kind of view them as a team. Obviously, at the end, it kind of
Duo,
split up a bit.
iconic duo.
I don't know. I like both of them, to be honest. Jesse had
Yeah.
like a nice soft side to him. Like he was still a nice. You could just tell he was a nice guy.
Yeah.
And he was doing it. Well, maybe not at the beginning, but like he wanted out and he had the right morality to it. And then obviously Walt's not quite there. But I think they both have their there are times in the show
Have
that
you guys
they did well.
seen his movie? Jesse's movie?
I did. El
I saw
Camino.
some of it.
I watched it.
El
What movie?
Camino. It's called El Camino. It's
The
like
El Camino.
after the last episode of Breaking Bad.
Yeah, like,
it's still
Like what happens
related.
after. It's
So-
related.
So he's
Yeah,
still
yeah.
the same character.
it literally
Yeah.
starts like right as it ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
It's on
effed up.
Like that's what it's El Camino because that's what he was driving.
Yeah.
Remember at the end of the show, it's on Netflix. It's a
Okay,
Netflix
I'll
original.
watch
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
you should watch it.
And also how it's cool how Better Call Saul is also like the precursor.
Yes.
And I love Better Call Saul. I think it's one of the most underrated television shows in TV today. Like I think
Really?
it's really that good.
Well, that's what we're
Yeah.
gonna talk
And
about.
I was gonna say.
Originally-
I think originally we were planning on
Yeah,
talking.
we were
doing
planning
that,
to talk about because it's more current. Like it's actually
Yeah.
still showing, and it's not
Really?
done yet.
I haven't watched
next
any of it.
season is the final season, I think, and some people are saying it's better than Breaking Bad. That's how crazy it is. Like it's different. It's different
It's an
because
interesting
Saul,
character.
and you see Saul in a whole different light.
He's the lawyer, right?
He's a lawyer, and and you know what's crazy? Originally, Vince Gilligan, the creator of the show, he didn't think Jesse was gonna get past season 2. He was gonna kill him off, but the actor was so
right?
good. And
Didn't
like,
he? Oh yeah, I remember seeing this a long time ago.
They were gonna kill him off. He was supposed to just get Walter into it, and then Walter was probably gonna get him killed or something somehow. But then they never ended up pulling the trigger.
Nah,
It's a good
dude,
call.
he's
It
good.
was a
Man.
good
He's
call.
good.
And
yeah.
same with Saul. He wasn't supposed to be such a big character, and he ended up being a pretty huge character.
Man, it almost seems like every character that was a part of the series
Yeah.
like had like a significant role in
Huge.
it, and they played out the character and they
Mike
changed the character. up.
Ehrmantraut, he came out like as a really badass character.
Yeah, I don't remember. Was he a character in Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul?
He is. Yeah,
He is,
he's
okay, yeah.
one of the main characters on that show
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So
I'll be honest, like even when I think about Walt, like we're talking about it now, I always think of just Hal from
Yeah.
Malcolm in the Middle. They look, I'm like, this is Hal. What the fuck? Like,
I've never watched it, so I don't know.
Malcolm in the Middle?
I've never watched
there's
it.
a little internet conspiracy saying that it's the precursor, or no, it's the before Breaking Bad or after Breaking Bad. No, before Breaking Bad was Malcolm in the Middle. Like, and they say
Oh,
that
of
that's why he
course
got
they
away
would.
from that. Like, there's always some conspiracy theories about that stuff. But yeah, the next thing I was going to say is, you guys have a favorite episode or season or villain or like one part of the show in general that like kind of leans out towards you guys that like always you think about? Because I have a favorite
Bro.
episode. Like,
For me, I think it's like the start of season 2.
Yeah,
like
dude.
it was Run and like
yeah.
737. I think they're both called.
yeah,
But that's kind of like where shit starts getting real. Like
Yeah.
it goes from like them just, cooking and like thinking they're just gonna do it a few times to like, oh shit, this is like affecting my life and my family's life and stuff.
Yeah,
that's where
like
it
when
really
they
starts
get
getting
kidnapped. When they get kidnapped.
real. Yeah, by Tuco.
Dude, I remember being so fucking scared of that guy when I was a kid.
Tuco was creepy.
I was
dude.
so scared of that.
You know
dude.
though, what always sticks out is when he snorts the coke and or
And
the
he's like,
meth,
"Wow."
and he's like, yeah, tight.
Yeah,
He goes fucking crazy, bro. And he beats the living shit out of his friend.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that
Literally
was
beats the
scary as
fuck out of him.
fuck.
He's like, you call me
So he's
Snoop
literally
Dogg?
he has a
Yeah.
brain aneurysm.
Yeah,
right? He's like,
literally,
you call
he's like
me
starts going
stupid?
shaking like crazy, and he's like, "Yo, what the fuck?" He like brings them back, Walt and Jesse.
Yeah,
and he's like, do something. And he's like, what do you mean? He's fucking dead. You just beat the shit out of him, man. He's not
Yeah.
coming back.
And he's so hyped from like
Doesn't-
punching him. It was insane. Yeah, Tuco was the most. He's another character in Better Call Saul. So if
Yeah,
you
that's
like
right.
Tuco,
What do you
he's in
mean?
Better Call Saul too.
Is it like a past thing?
They kind of
Oh.
developed his character a little bit.
Yeah,
too,
there's
and,
They
like
had
a
to bring him
bunch
back,
of
huh?
people
Dude,
that
he
come
had
back.
he had that effect, bro. He definitely scared the shit out of
Gus-
us.
it's
Gus
the
is in
same
it too.
picture too. Like the angles, how they shoot stuff. It's very similar,
Yeah.
and it ties it together
Yeah,
nicely.
it's so nice. That's
That-
why
that's what I really like
if
about
you miss
Breaking Bad and
the
Better
type
Call
of
Saul.
filming they did with that, like they have the handheld cameras too. If you notice it now, I don't
And
know.
what?
In Breaking Bad,
oh,
you
yeah.
never realize it, but if you look closely,
in some-
it's
in
always
s- in some
it's
shots.
shaking a lot.
Yeah.
In their house, I
In their
noticed
house,
that. Yeah.
But
and
that's
it's-
what adds to it,
It's like
right?
a more
Like-
real film, like you're in the scene, like
Yeah,
you're in
it's
the,
like
in
regular-
the
You're sitting on the
yeah.
couch watching.
Another thing I really liked is the fact that like they started almost every episode like foreshadowing, like
Yeah.
give you like the
Yeah.
end of the episode.
That's
at the
that was
start.
season
That's,
2, I think.
that's an
or season
AMC
3?
thing. That is such an
Yeah,
AMC thing.
Walking
Yeah, for
Dead
sure.
does.
Yeah,
Walking Dead
they
does
did
that
that for
too.
Walking Dead.
Yeah.
But I did like that because at the beginning you're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And then it would slowly get you to the
The
point where
What's
you're
one
like,
that always got
Yeah,
me
it gets
you-
was the
it
teddy
makes
bear,
you wanna watch
the
it.
pink teddy bear in the
Yeah,
pool,
that's
and then
ex-
it
yeah.
kept showing that. I'm like, what is this about? And then you find out it's falling out of the sky from an
Yeah.
airplane. Like, how insane is that?
yeah.
My favorite my favorite episode was Ozymandias. If you guys remember, Ozymandias is the episode Hank dies. So
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
episode was the most intense fucking episode of my life.
Dude,
Like,
I'm so pissed. So I didn't watch. I missed. I was gonna watch it all. Like I was literally just gonna like this back
Yeah.
in the day. I was
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
binge, and I remember walking by like people talking, and I heard him say when Hank dies, and I was like,
bro.
you fucker. Like, you literally just fucked the show for me, man. Because I was going to I should have watched it, though. I was stupid. I don't know what I was waiting for.
Like, you got to be careful. Like, Game of Thrones was one of those things where if you watched it live, you better don't not talk about it for at least 2 weeks. Like,
yeah, people get
we
mad.
had to, dude, when we were in Italy, we were flying, and we had missed the last episode. We probably we didn't even go on our phones for a couple days. Yeah. Just so we didn't find any
Don't even risk it.
Fuck no, man.
Because what I got spoiled was freaking in Game of Thrones. Spoilers alert for people who haven't watched Game of Thrones.
I haven't.
I don't know how you haven't watched it yet.
I've watched 2 episodes.
Yeah, I've watched.
Okay, I don't think you'll care about it, but the Yu-Gi-Oh card Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Oh yeah.
It popped up in my Twitter feed right after that episode of Game of Thrones. The Blue Eyes White Dragon card. And do you remember when the dragon turned?
Oh.
And that card spoiled it for me because I'm like,
how? What do you mean? How did that spoil it for
the
you?
Nightwalker. And then the
I know, but how does that tell you the dragon's dead?
It had a Game of Thrones caption to it.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what tied it together.
Oh, okay.
Fuck, that's shitty.
I was like, oh man, that was a big
spoiler. I feel like I knew that though. I feel like before that happened, I just knew that.
I think it was a
like
thing
you're gonna
that,
tell me she's gonna have they're gonna get destroyed.
Yeah,
she's gonna wipe them all out.
I
gotta watch it now. I gotta watch it.
Oh shit, we just fucked.
No,
this guy,
it's all good. It's all good.
We just fucking. All right, yeah, we whatever. Yeah, you should have watched.
I haven't watched Jack's.
Find out.
Yeah.
You haven't watched Game of Thrones?
Nah.
What the fuck are you guys doing, man? I watched.
It's a commitment, you know. It's like when you find out how many like seasons there are. It's like damn.
Wait, you just did it for this show.
Well, yeah, but I also watched the show like.
And Game of Thrones is better, in my opinion.
Oh, there's a hot take. All right. Well, why do you think Game of Thrones is better?
Why? Okay. Here, this is my opinion. From 1 to 4, that's like greatest television ever.
Oh, this is your 1 to 4. You're ranking your top.
No. From season 1 to 4, Game of Thrones. Like that's the best television you'll ever watch.
Okay. I think
no. I'm not done. And then after that, it's still good. It's still good.
Yeah.
But then, like you said, in the last few, that's where it kind of dies off. But like I feel like if they kept going with that could have been 10 out of 10 front to back, the greatest television show
I do think
ever. It still is, but like it could have been like the gap.
I do think it was a crutch that they had to wrap it up quickly that last season. You could tell they had to time skip so much shit. Like one day they're in one side of the world, and then the next day they're in the next side of the world.
Did you find the same thing with Breaking Bad? I feel like
for me, Breaking Bad did it like almost perfully. Timing wise, they had the support of AMC. They did it properly. They had a budget though. You notice, like, do you remember the Fly episode? It was the episode where they were literally in where they make their meth, and then it was literally just trying to catch a fly.
Oh yeah,
Walter
the fly.
and the fly.
I didn't like that episode.
Everyone hated that episode, but like a lot of people actually liked it.
Oh, inside the lab. Wait, because that was like they were
hella low budget for that. That's why.
Well, I was gonna say like there was like
I remember that. That's stupid.
Yeah,
they could have not included that.
Yeah, like they
would have done nothing to the story.
It was just there to like kind of I don't know. Some people think it was a bigger meaning, but
wait. Why do you think Breaking Bad's the greatest show?
To me, Breaking Bad is the best because the character development that we see in Walter and Jesse is like none other. Like Game of Thrones does what they do really
none
well.
Other.
None other. I don't think who in the Game of Thrones had a better character development. Like Daenerys could have to me, but then they screwed her.
Jon Snow, bro. Look at
Jon Snow was kind of consistent throughout, though. He didn't really change.
Dude, what do you mean?
He was like the same character in the beginning to the end. Like he didn't really change. He got stronger and more badass, but like how Walter went from a good guy.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like changing character and changing emotions. Like it.
Okay, character development, character transformation. That's different.
Yeah, I love it. That's different for
It does make it pretty personal. I haven't watched Game of Thrones, so I can't.
But to me, Game of Thrones is my number 2. Like it's a very close number 2. They can even
character transformations in Game of Thrones are pretty hard too, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Tyrion's crazy. Or Jamie.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking
one
of.
of my craziest.
He's the crazy transformation.
Yeah. Do you think like the setting, like the fact that like Breaking Bad's probably like a newer, like setting, like a more relatable setting, like it's more new world.
Oh, of course. But that's what makes Game of Thrones so good, though.
I guess
it's like it's like.
I guess it's all like preference too. It's like it depends if you're into that kind of stuff.
That kind of shit.
Yeah, like the kingdoms and the medieval.
Dude, even just like the. I don't. Yeah, it's like you got to be into that shit.
It's pretty badass though. The parts that I did see were sick.
Yeah, like if you're into like Lord of the Rings and shit, like that's perfect, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, we're about to wrap up. I just want to kind of discuss a couple of things with these guys since I haven't seen them in so long. How's boxing, Henry? How's it going? I know this guy boxes. He's done a couple amateur fights and
Beast
Yeah.
mode.
and he's won quite a bit. Like, what's your record right now?
I'm 4-2 right now. I mean,
Very
I'm not.
nice.
I don't want to, be cocky or blow smoke on my own ass, but like, yeah, like so currently 4-2. I competed at provincials last year. Came second at 140 pounds. And yeah, I work at Rain City Boxing Studio as a coach and one of the trainers there.
Yeah, so if you're in Vancouver,
Yeah,
you need a trainer.
if you're watching, if
Hit
you're
'em up,
around,
hit 'em up.
please come through.
Dude,
and
it is
we'll
a
take care of you.
badass gym. The stuff that you guys did to it, like the renos you did on it.
Yeah, it was pretty
Badass.
hard. And I think for me, like boxing or any combat sport, things like that, like that's a workout regardless. But like to me, it's just, and when I first started, I always looked at it as a skill. Like, like you gotta be able to use this. It's not just an imaginary thing you see on TV or whatever. Like, oh, these guys knocked this guy out on social media. Like, you can do it too. But like again, it just takes a lot of focus,
a lot of practice, a lot of
practice, a lot of
training,
like,
dedication for sure.
Man, self-defense is important.
it's very
That's the
important.
thing. I need to get in like cardio shape because I know boxing is ridiculous cardio wise. I remember filming this guy once a while back in his training session, and he was having a chill training session. Right,
Yeah.
this is just like hitting the bag, and he was soaked, man. Like he was like sweating.
Do you wear the sweatsuits too?
Yeah, I
That's
only
when you
wear the
cut weight, right?
sweatsuit like maybe a month before competition, like a few weeks before competition. So I don't like to do it too much because you lose a lot of water and it's not good. Because
Yeah.
again, like you still need it to keep energy and everything.
Your
like
Yeah.
power up and everything.
that. So, yeah. So other than sauna suit, we like to use this thing called Abilene, and it opens up your pores. So if you were to go sit in a sauna, like you would sweat like crazy.
Yeah.
Do people use that for like cutting weight and stuff? Or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna. Yeah. That's what I was
You
thinking.
don't have to cut that much, do you?
Me, yeah, I cut quite a bit.
Oh yeah, you go down to like
Well,
135.
I walk around
140?
like 65, but I fight, so I
30
fight at
pounds?
140.
30 pounds?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
65, 70. So 70 if I'm like, chilling.
Yeah.
But yeah, when
But yeah, I guess
compete-
with
30 to
guys in your
25,
height
30.
are like around that.
yeah, they're like a little bit taller than me,
Yeah.
but no, it's good. It's
Yeah.
really good competition.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. I'm trying to lose weight right now, man. I gained a shit
You
ton of
talked
weight.
to me. You said you want to come, so yeah, absolutely come.
Yeah.
But you've been hitting the
eventually.
gym pretty hard though.
Yeah, I'm
Right, I see
lifting
that, man.
weights and like I used to play like hella cardio sports, but now I'm like, fuck, I'm so like, so I've had really bad injuries. Like I fractured my ankle in multiple places, and it's
Recently?
scar
Since
tissue
when?
damage.
I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, I had it happen last year actually, and then I got misdiagnosed at the hospital. This is when COVID just started, so they're just trying to get me out, and they're like,
Yeah.
no, it's a sprained ankle, don't worry. And
What was
and
really
then
wrong?
and then there was a couple fractures in there already,
Holy
and a
shit.
tear in some ligaments.
did you like re-injure it doing something or did it?
No, I was just walking on it on
And then
my
it felt
side of my
fucked
foot. Like
still?
I was just like trying to get around
Yeah.
with that foot,
Yeah.
thinking that I'd be icing it and doing normal stuff. I thought it'd go away because I
Yeah.
sprained my ankle a bunch. But what happened was after a while I went to a specialist, a podiatrist, and they told me to get another X-ray and ultrasound. The ultrasound shows a bunch of shit. And I'm like, oh motherfucker, I can't get it surgery now because it's too late. There's
Yeah.
already like the bones are all like already in place in weird places, so you can't really do surgery. So it's either stem cells, and you know how much stem cells cost?
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, right. A couple grand each insertion. So I'm
Can
like,
you do those here?
you can. You just gotta get a referral.
You gotta find
Oh.
someone.
Yeah, and you have to have the money because it's not covered.
Yeah.
And then,
Oh shit.
and what I did was I just went to physio and put in work and trying to strengthen my ankle. So that's why I started doing lifting too, just to do some lower body work, and then I started doing upper body. I'm like, okay, this is fucking fun. I have to go
all of
every
us
day.
lift like that.
Yeah.
You guys lift like crazy. You guys
Yeah,
should-
like I know you guys have gone for a while. I remember when you gave me a T-shirt back in high school. Do you remember this? One of your baseball T-shirts.
Oh yeah.
And it was like a large
I
on
told
me.
you I was like, yo, you
Yo,
better fill this
you gotta
out.
Fill this out
by the
yeah.
end of this, yeah.
And this is when I was like 140 pounds. Like I was
I remember that, yeah.
I was super skinny.
You still have it?
I think I still have it in my house,
Does
but
it
it fits completely
Yeah?
now.
That's
right? Like I
hilarious,
remember
dude.
wearing it one time and it fit when I was at 170.
He's like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Actually, that's so funny, dude.
But yeah,
That's
now I'm at like at one point the fattest I've been was like 200, 202.
how much are you right now?
Now I'm on 195,
Two bills,
194.
202, huh?
Yeah, that was the heaviest I've ever been.
How tall are you?
I'm only
5'10"?
at 5'7".
5'7".
Yeah, so I'm a pretty thick
boy, eh?
I'm a thick boy. Yeah. But it's the thing. Metabolism hits at some point, and then you gotta watch what you're eating.
Dude,
And
you're
now
gonna-
too, when you lift and you get that grown man strength.
Yeah, if you
Feel
keep
strong.
lifting, you're
Keep
gonna
lifting,
be a beast.
yeah, and just make
Yeah,
them
you-
heavy.
And I'm playing
weights,
more
man.
ball than soccer now, so and that I can now. I just people my height are skinny or small, so I just go in the paint because I can't shoot. I can't shoot, so I just go in the paint and just bully them in the paint. And
Big
score.
You got that weight to throw around.
You know who,
Those
people call me Kyle Lowry with the fat ass. yeah.
That's funny, man.
Yeah, but Lucas, I want to talk to you about what's going on with you with Zap massage therapy because that stuff it looks so dope. Like,
Yeah, for sure. Me and my buddy Phil Lamb, we started about a year ago, actually a little bit more than that, but it's been starting to pick up. But yeah, we just basically a massage gun brand. I brought one with me, but I forgot to bring it up here. But yeah, we're
if you want, you can go grab it right now.
Yeah, sure. I'll just talk really quick
Yeah.
first. But we've been serving mostly like hockey teams. We're getting a little bit into basketball and just trying to grow the brand. So everything's done here in Vancouver, and we're starting to build it up, and it's going well. And yeah, I'll just keep
Pretty
going with
awesome.
it.
Because
I'll just go grab it really quick.
yeah, go ahead while I talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
Because I had a gun before, a massage therapy gun. I bought it like a while back because of my foot injury. I had a plantar fasciitis, and I used it on my foot, and that helped it. But then I never realized how important it could be for your other parts of your body, like just to recover. Like you use it a lot too, right?
I use it on my legs a lot. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
like-
the mini. Dude, have you tried the mini? I don't know if you brought
No,
the mini.
is this the
I
mini?
this
see
one-
the mini. Actually.
This one's crazy good,
Is it?
man. Yeah.
It's so
When did you get
small,
this
dude.
one in?
That's
And
so
it's like
sick.
I
resistant.
still use
Like
the
the
one that
harder,
you gave me actually.
like the harder you press on it, like that's the.
Oh, you gotta hold it down for 3 seconds.
Okay.
So yeah, the minis we just came out with maybe
So you can, like, press it and it goes
3
like-
months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it
Then
doesn't
the harder
have.
you press, the harder you press.
Yeah, if you really dig it in, it'll start really going.
Oh, that's like if you push it in, it gets stronger.
Yeah, so you
That's
can kind
cool.
of like control.
While your other one has there's actually settings to turn it up. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it has like the screen to it. They're a little bit different. I mean, they're basically the same.
But this one's so portable. Like I'd bring this to like a hike or something. You know?
Oh, for
Right?
sure.
This is perfect, right?
Right?
Perfect size.
But yeah, it's definitely more portable. It's more of like a vibration, but yeah. And then these are the full size.
You want to check it out?
Yeah, prop up that kit. Yeah, I have one. Look, I have the one that you.
Yeah.
gave me still.
Yeah,
You try.
Henry was one of the first guys I ever gave it to.
Really? Ooh.
Yeah.
If you want to throw that one on, if you do, you can. But yeah, no.
My thing is my hip flexors are always tight as fuck.
Yeah,
you guys
for
have that
sure.
problem where your hip is like.
It's
You
hips
sit a
and your
lot?
glutes.
You probably sit.
Yeah,
You probably sit.
I
like
sit
the
way
front
too
and the
much because
back.
I edit right for
Well,
Madonna,
dude-
and I'm like always sitting.
That's the same thing
Wait.
for me. Like school being online now, it's like
Yeah.
I'm constantly like just sitting on my computer all the time.
Yeah.
And it's
Oh
like,
my
well,
God.
my back gets pretty tight.
And then the tech neck, huh? That's a new
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, always down.
Oh man, this is sick, dude. The thing is with these guys is not my freaking physiotherapist. What was it? My chiropractor and my physiotherapist. They both use these type of guns. They use I think the
Theragun?
Theragun.
Yeah.
And like, how do you turn it off? You hold it.
Yeah, hold it for 3 seconds.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, I like
Yeah. So they use it, and I'm like, how much do they cost, yo? And then because I was like thinking of buying it for the first time a couple
Yeah.
years ago for my like back and stuff too.
Yeah.
And she tells me it's like $600-700 for that Pro or whatever, or $800.
Yeah.
So like I was like, okay, never mind. These are way out of my reach. Like,
Well, that was kind of like our original like mindset with it.
Yeah.
We have obviously like lots of buddies who are in sports and some buddies who are doing like massage therapy and stuff like that. So we got introduced to the product, like just like the massage gun in general, and we're like, hey, let's just create a brand to it and see what we can do, because a lot of people haven't used them, or maybe they know what they are. They're becoming more mainstream now,
Yeah.
but we just wanted something that was not going to break the bank too much, like not $600, but still have some quality to it. So yeah, we're still early stages, but
Yeah.
it's going well. People are liking them.
I love your logo too, man.
Thanks, man. We
Good
worked.
stuff.
We had a few different like prototypes we were
Yeah,
gonna
it always
do, but we decided to go with the Wasp Zap. We were thinking about maybe doing like a lightning bolt, but
Yeah.
we thought maybe an animal would be like a little bit more like relatable or something.
I think so. I think you guys went with the right one.
Well, I
it
appreciate
looks
it.
dope. It looks dope.
Thanks.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming on today.
Thanks for having us, bro.
One more thing. we're three of us right now. We're sporting this Before You Binge. Before you binge a show. Yep, if you guys see that right there.
Henry's looking fly in his tee.
Sorry, man.
He's got one coming in the mail. Don't worry.
I got one.
And then, well, what I'm doing with this is just giving them to my guests and like memorabilia type of thing. It's not really available for sale or anything, but if you're interested, if you think they look dope, or you want just a logo, or just want to support us, hit me up in the DMs and the Before You Binge, and maybe we can get some like Teespring going or something, and we can make it happen. So, thank you guys again for coming on.
Thank you, Tawfiq.
And
Appreciate it, man.
definitely, if you guys want them back, hit up the comments and let us know if you want these guys back, and
You guys gotta have the duo Game of Thrones versus Breaking Bad.
Yeah, we're already fighting about that.
Bro,
so.
more than down to have that debate, bro.
Hey, I'll watch.
I'll come.
I'll jump in. I'll jump in.
We ever do that,
I
man?
gotta
I'm gonna
watch
come.
a little
I'll
bit.
be ready, man.
All right.
You better
Sounds
be
good.
ready too,
Sounds good.
because I'm coming, bro.
Appreciate it, Tawfiq.
Thanks.
All right. Thanks, guys.